anybody comes on, I don't know if we'd hear him.
Yeah, we should be able to hear this. Oh boy, here we go again.
No.
Check test.
I can hear it outside, yeah. I can hear it on the live stream.
Okay. Hello, I'm Michael.
And I'm Grace.
And we are
California Travel Videos.
And welcome you to December 18th in the year of our Lord 2020 with somewhat perfect vision. How's yours?
I don't know. Yours might be clouded by the ball in front of your face.
Well, balls in front of the face will do. How's your ball hanging there?
My balls are hanging just fine. How about yours?
Mine's doing very nicely itself. So welcome to today's show. And I hope that we have audio today. We are kind of like, you have all these bells and whistles and things going on. And so Grace, you're doing a double check on what's being recorded.
I am, and it sounds good. I can hear the feedback as well.
Okay.
I did want to take a moment. I've brought into the house a little glass here.
Do we have
I don't know if
time
you
for a toast?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it says Define Naughty.
Mine, there it is.
So that looks pretty good.
Define Naughty.
Define Naughty. So
the other one's kind of worn off. It's like,
well, we've used them.
It says Ein Naughty.
We've used them. So here is some holiday cheer to you and yours. We wish you a very Merry Christmas. A Happy New Year. This will probably be our last show
Hanukkah,
for the year.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and we just want you to be safe and celebrate and have a good time. And that's what we're here to do. So let's hear from you.
Our show
who's ready to party?
That's right. So come on in, give us your thoughts, what's going on in your neck of the woods, and we'll have lots to talk about.
And I'll drink to that.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the news first. The headlines. Let's see if I can click a couple buttons here. Control, page down. I'm controlling another screen. And it says, first up today is we're going to be talking about AAA. We've mentioned this before.
We have.
34 million fewer viewers to travel this holiday season. What will that mean? Number two, a discussion about winterizing your rig. And what happens is old man winter starts heading your way. We won't get into all the juicy details, but we're going to talk about some things in it and love to have your thoughts.
Yeah, let's save some of it as we go and see what we have time for.
Yeah. All right. Number three, guess who's the new DOT leader coming to town?
DOT leader.
DOT, Department of Transportation. We're going to talk about what's going on with changes in the government. No, we're not here to talk politics, but there will be some changes in the coming year. And I can tell you the RV industry, the drums are beating. And I'll let you find out some about what we're learning about that. Number four, Forest River, a recall with 4,200 RVs with their Dometic stoves. We'll do a quickie chat just in case you have one of those. I think it's one of the top three now. It's let's see, Thor and Winnebago, and Forest River is in number 3 position. Number 5, about boondocking in national parks. Some maps there. You may know about them already. 6, the RV park industry. What's going on with new campsites coming? Would you believe 52,000 new campsites?
Woo!
And I don't mean campgrounds.
Okay.
I mean adding to campsites is what the forecast is. 7. Great.
The show must go on.
Must go on.
Ding, 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 ding. Hello, Fordman. Good to see you.
Hey, Fordman. Nice to see you. I kind of step by and watch on some of your videos there, and you always have a good time with the good boys and girls over on your site. Be sure to go by and see Fordman, a.k.a. Kenneth Oakes.
You're going to have to watch that ball in your face there, honey. You're going to have to scoot
it's
over
making
a little
the rounds, yes. Anyway, so there is a show for RVers in January, and they're going to let the show go on with some proper distancing. Okay, number 7, California travel. What's going on with our parks?
That is
up and down. We'll talk about that.
Number 8, yeah.
Okay, number 9, Outdoorsy magazine. Are you familiar with Outdoorsy?
I am a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I've kind of was watching. They've got a lot of interesting statistics on what's coming up, what's happened this year and what's coming up next year that I think you'll enjoy. And AAA, once again, they're going to talk about what's going on with the gas demand. The gas demand is kind of going down, but the prices are still staying the same with the price of a barrel of oil. What's up with that? Next, the Canadians doesn't look like they're going to be heading our way yet. The snowbirds, because of the C word, we'll call it, is preventing them from traveling. Number 12, getting down towards the end of the list, and we're going to be talking about the Wendelins, Mike and Jennifer, and what's their 12 products for 2021.
Right.
We'll do a little quickie on that one. Harvest Host. You know, Grace, we have had that Harvest Host membership, and how many times have we used it?
We have used it exactly 0.
0. But, you know, they keep adding new. They're up to almost 1,500, and they have another 75 that popped in this last month. So something to think about in the coming year. Okay, we have a spotlight in Petaluma, Grace.
We have.
Is there a movie been out here that's been made?
Michael, stop giving away the punchline to all the jokes before we even get started.
There's something secret. We're not saying what it is.
Here's a preview of our show. So first, we're going to do this, and then the preview.
I'm sorry. You always hurt the ones you love. Doggone it.
So yes, we have a featured town. All righty.
Okay, so number 1, AAA, 34 million fewer travelers than American, not RVers, but just in total. So yeah, we normally have a busy holiday, Christmas, New Year that's coming up, and they're expecting the vast majority of Americans are going to stay home with the C word and all those types of things. So that means is some people may be saying, you know, I just might get out in my RV if they're not going to be going on the big jets in the sky. What do you think, Grace?
I think that's a possibility. We might get in ours in the garage. And not in the garage. We don't have that kind of a garage, but at least in the driveway.
Looking for, and we've got, I got to say, it's sinfully good weather today.
Yes, it's beautiful.
You know, I don't know if you ever watched the Rose Bowl parade down in Pasadena in January on Colorado Boulevard, but it's normally warm and everyone's got their t-shirts on. That's the kind of day we've got. This is like what, up in the high 60s today, honey?
No, I think it's only about 62. It just feels good because we've had some rain last week, so it feels hotter.
Okay. Now, by the way, when we get talking about winter, I'm going to talk a little bit about this device here and how that can help by
winterizing.
Winterizing, yeah.
Getting ready.
Okay, so number 2, Grace. Should we go ahead and talk about Old Man Winter? Old Man Winter. That was hard for me to say.
Winterizing your rig for yourself in Old Man Winter.
So what do you think about some of the things you do to get us ready, sweetheart?
I tell my husband it's cold.
Turn up the heat. Cuddle up.
Yeah, that works pretty well. Everything just from there just magically gets fixed.
Well, I've got a map here that I'm going to put up from the website. And you
want to do the sharing? I've got it up if you want me to do it.
Yeah, if you've got it ready to go, let's go yours.
All right, and you want the
Federal Highway Administration, the FHWA.
Okay, let me go ahead and put that.
.dot.gov.
And here we are.
Okay, so you got little stuff. You got a small screen there. Can you like do a Control Plus or something to make it bigger?
Well, first I'm going to get rid of this little bit of a banner we've got going.
I think the banner can, like take a little siesta.
Okay, and let's get into our what's new. And then you want a little bit bigger screen here. Actually, it would help if I got onto the right monitor. There we go. All righty. So we've got California highway conditions, and then you'll see in blue down here is a California live traffic cameras, or I'm sorry, not California, Caltrans. So let's go ahead and click on that, and let's see what we've got. This roadmap.
How exciting. This is live at 9:00. What's that? Oh, I see. We've been there for 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Go ahead.
All righty. So all these are cameras, and this is throughout the Bay Area. And the first thing I had thought of is not too far from us, just about 100 miles northeast of Sacramento is the Tahoe and Reno. And I thought, I wonder how they're doing. So I went up here into
Sierras.
The Sierras. And let's go ahead and see in Truckee and see what.
They might have some white stuff. Oh, yeah.
They got some.
Is it on the road there?
Yes. It's not too bad.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that looks fun, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. So it's kind of cool where you can use the Department of Transportation, I guess, Federal Highway Administration, their website to kind of drill down at all these, I don't know, probably tens of thousands of cameras and see also the words that go with it. You know, when there are road closures, when you have to put on chains, wear leather or whatever one does when you're up at those high altitudes. You don't have to wear leather, do you?
No, but you should probably wear like, good shoes that you don't slip in.
Yeah, I have been some spots actually right up there at Heavenly ski resorts, and it's kind of got a slope. And if you go to get out of your vehicle, you better be hanging on to the side of it.
No, that's really intriguing. I love that because you can definitely, if you go down here by Olympic Valley, by beautiful Lake Tahoe, which I don't know if you guys have been there or not, but it's incredibly beautiful. You can see the cameras there. They definitely have some snow. So that'll be good for those who, I wonder if the ski slopes are open.
Yeah, some of them are open. I know that my fellow Rotarian Chris, that he's in charge of the ski patrol, and yep, he's going to be going up there. They're getting ready.
Yeah.
They can make snow too.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't think when you're skiing down the slopes that it's, you're skiing hand in hand. You're usually going to be 6 foot apart or more. So
hand in hand. Yeah. I don't think you've done a lot of skiing in your career, honey.
I have not.
You have not. Okay.
Okay. No I see problem. You've got a map.
Okay, so we go ahead and get over to the Michael Title, and I'll see if I can go over to, I guess I have it up there. So you want to change it over to my screen, or shall I do it?
I don't know where you went. Have you left the studio, Michael?
I think I'm right here. Okay, but I need to have a full screen. No, that's you.
Okay.
So, okay, well, I guess I don't know if we can go to my screen or not, but let's see what that one does.
Okay, let me go out for a minute because now that should get you.
There we go. Okay. So, hey, and it's facing the right way. That's a good sign. So let me get out my pen tool here, and if I hit the F1, that does it. So, yeah, we can go ahead and pick different states and things, put an address in. But, we're thinking about, still would love to go down to Quartzsite. I'm wearing my Q21 shirt here with Papa Drew's group. And so there's Highway 10, and there is Quartzsite right in the middle. And so, yeah, what's going on around there? I saw some, yeah, there it is. There's something beneath it, this Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. There's a red minus. Oh, 2 of them they're popping up. And it says that road closed intermittently on US 95 South. That's going towards Yuma. And some of the snowbirds, they like to go down there and they get their drugs, Grace.
What? Oh, that's right.
Pharmaceutical drugs. Please, if you're going across the Mexico border, you better get the good stuff. And I mean stuff that is authorized. And some get their dental work and things. So, yeah, if you're going down that way, you start to see this, you might think, oh, okay, will that affect me? So, and if we decided that, if you're coming in from, let's say, the right coast, the East Coast, and you say, look at Phoenix, and you can see, yeah, there's 4 incidents up north, and then there's, 14 north and 4 down south. And so, yeah, you can start to take a look by crashes, road work, closures, special events, weather incidents. Look at the camera photos here again. So, yeah, that is, now I've seen that it's gone over to az511.com. But rather than remember all these different websites on all these places, if you go to safetravelusa.com, it'll have a map like we're showing now. And from there, you just pick the state of interest like Grace was doing, and very useful types of things. So at any rate, I hope that helps you in terms of your planning of your travel, or when you're in the thick of it, in the middle of it, good to have to look at.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to put both of these, either find out if they have an app or somehow bookmark them on my smartphone so that when we are traveling, I can easily check ahead.
Absolutely.
So, all right, let's move on to 3. I'm ready for 3.
Okay, item number 3. And let me see if I can close down
Make yourself get bigger.
And I'm going to stop the screencasting. Where did my mouse go? You ever have where your mice get lost?
Did you lose your mice again?
Okay.
I can tell you where they are.
Sharing. Okay.
You want to pop up there a little bit bigger?
I do. So I've stopped the screen sharing, and why don't you go ahead and we'll go to a 2-person view. I don't know where I went, Grace. It's still.
Yeah, you've got to come up bigger on the screen.
Well, it's not that. It's that. Oh, maybe the one I'm transmitting here. There's so many different interfaces here. So I'm going to go back to here. And yes, that should do it.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, number 3 is guess who's coming to be the Department of Transportation leader. Actually, above that, the Secretary of the Department of Transportation and all that stuff.
And I can tell you who that's going to be.
Who's it going to be? It's a mayor, right?
Well, last week we featured Indiana, and this mayor is from North Bend, Indiana. Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and he will be the one in charge of the Department of Transportation. So he does have quite a bit of experience there. He worked some great deals for South Bend. So I think we're going to see some great changes.
Yeah. So, and where we found out about this, of course, we've heard about that, but, we don't, what does the Department of Transportation do? And
Hi, Sue. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Sue. Welcome. Good to have you here. And so this is going to be, whether we like politics or not, the way money is funneled into different parts of the government infrastructure will be changing. So the RV industry and transportation and certainly travel is very interested in this because, a lot of jobs come from that. So,
this is some exciting news.
Yeah, it really is. So his department is going to be providing actually a crucial function in terms of setting up the transportation, not just regulations, but also this thing. What do we call this thing, honey? What is this thing? Money, honey.
Sue forgot her eggnog, so I'll share my wine. Here you go.
Oh, goodness. So
well, definitely on that same topic, talking about transportation, I have a really good idea, and I don't know. Michael seems to think that this is a little
get a job.
This is a little off topic, but I think that transportation, especially when you get to the Baltic regions, or actually I guess technically it's not the Baltic region, it's a Nordic region, but you get to Amsterdam and all those places where bikes are really popular. Copenhagen. I would love to see our rails to trails get some funding so that people can ride their bikes to work when the weather permits. And see a lot of money spent there. But how much money is being spent, honey, in this area? I know in the first 100 days, they're going to reestablish the Council on Outdoor Recreation.
In the first 100 days? I don't know what the amount is. Which part are you talking about, Grace? Talking about Highway 101 or something else?
No, the first 100 days, they have the plan to reestablish the Council on Outdoor Recreation, remove new tariffs over the last 4 years, and support new administrator 4 pillars.
Yeah, well, I think there's... they have $43 billion for the Highway Trust Fund, and it is in need of some major reforms. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, getting the roads fixed up is going to be part of it. But and the rails to trails, I know that up and down the state of California, they're looking to go up towards Eureka, the north part of the state, but then also connect all the way from the east to the west coast.
Yeah.
So, and then also, I guess, is that, this federal gasoline taxes and diesel is that money hasn't really been spent. It's been saved or spent on other different departments. You know how that goes. So, there haven't really been any gas taxes increases since 1993. And, now we've got the electric vehicles and things, not for RVing so much, but expect to see some changes there. The Recreational Vehicle Industry Association is telling us. So, at any rate, in related news,
those would make nice totes. Yes. The electric vehicles?
Yes.
Because I can't really see you
absolutely.
Like going up a long distance once you park your vehicle, your RV.
You got your Class A and you unhooked and
have a little electric toad, get it all charged up. I wonder if they'll ever have the charging stations in the RV lot, in the campgrounds.
I suspect they'll eventually get them there. Once you get the demand, the solution will come. Anyway, Outdoor Recreational Roundup, the ORR business group, would you believe they serve 110,000 business, not 111, 110,000. And that's 3% of the jobs in the United States, 5 million jobs, actually, 3% of U.S. employees.
Wow.
And so they're eager to work with the incoming administration, I guess the Biden administration, for their program BBB, not Better Business Bureau, Build Back Better. So the organization are already using the right keywords. And so what they're going to be doing is looking to, there's 4 parts of that program. One of them is create jobs. Second is improve the economy, tourism, and I can't remember the 4th one. Right
well, Sue adds this tongue twister. It must be the wine. Redistribution of funds.
Yes, and some redistribution. Like the Outdoors Act. A lot of people feel, well, the federal, we had about $11 billion unfunded maintenance in our national parks. So it'll be interesting to see if that does start to break loose. So they're looking to reestablish the Council for the Outdoor Recreation. That's been disbanded for the last 4 years, unfortunately. They're looking to remove tariffs over the last 4 years that the president's administration has enacted, which has kind of slowed down some tourism, and have, outdoor goods and products where that'll be sold and manufactured in the United States. And last is, I guess, the 4 pillars, that the economy where it's heading is economic recovery, the C word, to reduce the C word, the vaccine, racial equality, and climate change. So I think those will make a difference in terms of where we're going. So anyway, next, Grace is talking about the recall. Tell us about the recall.
Okay, well, Forest Rivers is recalling 4,200 2019 RVs for the stoves, possible leaks. So that's a lot. 4,200 people who are going to have to take their RVs back into the doctor.
The Dometic 3 stove. So if you have a newer one in Forest River, and there's a couple other companies, the spinoffs from the Forest River, but there is a possibility that the O-ring seal,
not the O-ring,
the big O-ring can lead to continuous gas leak. Don't go there, Grace. I know what you're thinking. But it can increase the risk of asphyxiation and fire, especially if somebody has too much Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Okay. So anyway, you take it into your dealer and they'll have the gaskets and the washers. And,
the gaskets?
They will have a gasket to seal that puppy up, honey. Stop that. So and January 2nd, the day after New Year's, you can take it in and you'll be good to go.
Okay, well, how about on that note, we go ahead and we check out. We're not going to do a Flashback Friday. We're going to do a featured place. So Michael kind of gave a little bit of a hint, as in he told you.
My lips are sealed.
You need an O gasket. I need a seal for his O gasket.
O gasket. That's right.
So this time, instead, we're going to have a featured town. So I'm going to show you a little video, and then we can talk about that some more.
Okay.
Pull that up here. Okay, so that is our beautiful hometown of Petaluma.
Grace. Who put together that video?
I don't know, the elves. The elves on the shelf put it together. But nonetheless, that's home, and we're very proud of our town. It's got a lot of wonderful history all the way from the egg basket of the world, back in a time period where people were coming to California to strike gold. They were providing eggs and they were providing lumber. It was going down the Petaluma River to San Francisco and all the way to today. So I posted there at the end a movie that just came out on Netflix, and that is actually the executive producer is a local person here in Petaluma. He grew up here, Ali Afshar. Afshar? Is that how you say it? Afshar's?
Afshar's.
It's his childhood home, and he is actually in the movie. He is, at one point, I haven't seen it yet. That's on our plans tonight, honey, with dinner.
Oh,
we're watching a Christmas movie, a sappy, lovey Christmas movie.
What is the fee for that? You know,
the fee, it's on Netflix. It's free.
Free on Netflix. Did you hear that? Okay, and it's supposed to be kind of a hot movie now, isn't it?
Yeah, and we went to downtown Petaluma last night. We got to see a lot of the lights, and one of the storefronts that used to be a bank originally, and then it was really cute, the seed bank. And the seed bank you can still find online if you like growing gardens, heirloom tomatoes. The name of the movie, Sue, is California Christmas. Yeah, so the seed bank, the new owners and the new proprietors have all the windows lit up, and it's really, really beautiful. So Michael and I did a little bit of sightseeing and photography downtown. So that's our featured town. If you get an opportunity to visit, Michael, what can you say, resident of 40 plus years?
Well, they're a little girl. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about when my daughter was young. I didn't mention this to you, Grace, but she and I would sing this song and you maybe heard it before. Maybe you know it. One misty, moisty morning, when cloudy was the weather, I chanced to meet an old man, all dressed in leather. He began to compliment, I began to grin. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do again? And I was thinking, these days people might think something different of the song, all guy dressed in leather, paying compliments to a little girl. But, you know, we were innocent in those days, Grace.
Back when you moved here?
Back when I moved here. Yep. It was, you know, the town of what was that 4 W's you said of Petaluma? The 4 W's?
Oh, the wine. That's
no.
World Wrestling.
What are the 4 words? Say it quickly.
World Wrestling.
Worldwide Wrestling.
Worldwide Wrestling.
Yeah. So, at any rate, and also this, you would not believe this. We are the home of the ugly dog contest.
Oh, that's true. That's where it started here in Petaluma.
Yeah. Bill Sobranis came up with this idea for a wrist wrestling championship, and also with the idea of having a ugly dog contest. And you see all these other cities, states, and countries that are starting to do it now too. But yeah, there are some creative people here, such as tell us about the statue that you love so much.
Oh my goodness. So we've featured that before, and we hope to feature it again. It's called Evolution, and it was made for the Burning Man, and it's beyond beautiful. So hopefully one day we'll get the creator of that to come on in and join us. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of Michael's early days. Michael's been here, as I said, over 40 years. I've been here just over, God, it's going to be 11.
You young pup.
Yeah, but that's still the longest I've ever lived anywhere. So I'm excited. So anyway, that's our featured town. So let's go ahead. What else do we have?
Well, I think we have about finding a park. And so, you know, it kind of is based upon, let's see, I'm going to go to this.
I can do a shared screen.
The nationalparkservice.gov, nps.gov. And from there, I see if you go to findyourpark.com, but yeah, it's kind of, you know, when you into the boondocking, we have our apps and everything like that. But if you just want to go the freeway, if you don't have them, and I don't mean freeway as in turnpikes, but I am, let's see, I'm in it here. And if I go back to StreamYard and do a screen share.
And you see I have it up, don't you?
I didn't realize you had it up.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I have it up already, honey.
That's
snoozing, you lose.
Oh, honey, you're good.
Snoozing.
I'm gonna hire her. Somebody whoever in employment, hire her. Go ahead, give us a little detour of it.
Okay, well, let me
run it down, honey bunny.
So, I already clicked on the Find a Park, and I went to California, and this shows some of the BLM land. And it's funny that Alcatraz should come up first, because in the 60s, there was a big protest in Alcatraz because one of the treaties had been signed that said that if the government no longer had use for the land, it was supposed to return to the natives. So they actually took over Alcatraz Island in the 60s and had a big protest there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, lots of places in California. I don't think too many of them, though, have Channel Islands. I haven't been down there.
Channel Islands is down towards Santa Barbara, Santa Monica area. Yeah, it's about maybe 20 miles off the coast.
Oh, I didn't know the Devil's Postpile was BML Land. We've heard of that. We saw the videos with the California Backroad guy.
Yeah, yeah, it was a very good video. That was Huelhauser.
We love those. Those were great.
Yeah, in fact, if you're ever interested in not Bay Area Backroads, that's somebody else. That's Doug. I can't think of his last name right now, but California Gold we're talking about, Grace. And yeah, I think the Chapman University, which is down in the Los Angeles area where Huelhauser lived. If you go to Chapman University, I think you can watch all the videos on their website for free. They had a great relationship with them. So if you're interested in seeing about the history and also things like you say, the national parks as well as BLM Land.
This is a great website.
It is, isn't it? It really is.
Definitely. You can go to all these different places. And this is BML Land?
BML. Bureau of Land Management. BLM.
Wow, look at all that. We're going to have to definitely spend more time checking all these places out once Michael gets that solar up and we're a little bit more set and prepared to.
It's getting very, very close, my little pretty.
That is a good website. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All righty. And what do you know about the RV park industry, honey?
Let's see. I'm on item number 6. Where are you?
That's where I'm at.
That's where we want to be. The forecast, first of all. What are they forecasting for next year? Inquiring minds must know. 53,000 new campsites, not campgrounds, but like sadly, I can't remember how many state campgrounds we have in California, but they have not added one campground and even one campsite in a campground. But across the states, 53,000 additions next year. So they realize that the demand is there, and I'm hoping they'll start to do something in California next year. We'll see. But it says the RV Park Industry Association says tremendous resiliency dealing with the pandemic. And it varied, of course, depending upon sector. So their president, Paul Bambia, said that for the parks having suffered in 2020, that there's a big bounce back expected in 2021. How much, you ask, Grace?
How much, Michael?
Expecting a 38% increase in demand and profits. Ching ching. Of course, if you're in a commercial sector, yeah, the profits. But yeah, despite the challenges we had in this year. So I guess, buy Bitcoin and buy parks.
Definitely. Welcome, RVing with G. Nice to have you here.
Yeah. Hey, good to have you. How you doing today? It's a happy Friday for us, for sure.
TGIF.
Okay, let's go ahead, Grace, and talk a little about The Show Must Go On, number 7.
The show must go on.
No clowns around here. We're not clowning around. What's happening?
All righty. Well, it looks like the Florida RV Trade Association, otherwise known as the FRVTA, Board of Directors, I did it all so well, Board of Directors have voted to stage the 5-day show. It has been.
So they're going to go through with it.
They're going to go through with it. It's been made, I guess you could say, we'll say the C word friendly.
Yes, that's a good way to say it.
They will be instituting a lot of new measures to make sure the show is clean and a safe environment for the public as well as the exhibitors.
Grace, look at me. I'm suiting up.
Oh, man, you didn't tell me you were going to do that. I would have brought mine. Mine's super special.
Oh, yeah. You don't have it on you?
Well, you can go on Facebook. I posted a picture.
Okay.
So on our Facebook California Travel Videos Facebook page, I posted a picture of my bling bling mask.
About her attire.
My attire. Bought here in beautiful Petaluma, by the way.
Is it like a string bikini?
Michael, I got to get the hook from my husband.
It's a string for a facial, is what it is.
Yes, it's a string facial bikini.
Yes, it is. So anyways, it's a beautiful face mask that you got, and describe it for us.
It has Christmas trees on it. It's black and it's got red and green Christmas trees and bling bling.
Since you brought that up, she got me a wonderful, what would you call it? A novelty part of my birthday present back in Thanksgiving time. And it's, I guess, about 8 masks, and they have different types of mustaches. So it's black mask, but they have a white goatee and mustache and combination. So
what was the funny
some
part?
of a handlebar, right, honey?
Yeah, what was the funniest part about that? And I didn't know this when I bought them. I saw this pack of mustaches and it had different names associated, and then buried in there was one that it has the mustache and then it says the professor.
And guilty is charged.
That one was so hysterically funny.
Laugh. Yeah.
And a little backstory on that: when Michael and I first met, I actually had to chase him down, and I would talk to my daughter about him, but
professors are that way.
I named him the professor, and so my daughter would say, "So how are things going with the professor?" I says, "He still doesn't know I'm chasing him."
I was still studying the situation.
Yeah. So anyway, so
yeah, going back to the Florida and what's going on, but so they are have new measures, sanitizing station and the like. So they're trying to keep industry as best they can. So you find different states with different philosophies, and so if people are all adhere by the rules, they should still be able to do that. And so I guess similarly, we're kind of wondering about the Q21. We want to be some of the cool kids, but we don't want to get sick. So yeah, if we can do things in a safe way, then we're all for that. But it's so easy to put your guard down. So I always joke with other people. I say, well, stay upwind of everybody else except for me. So anyway, do be safe out there. So that's what's going on. And the RV industry down in Florida, they're kind of cooking still, which brings us up to number 8.
I hope they don't have the recall on their O gaskets.
Yeah, that's right. You got to keep those gaskets tight. Okay, so tell us about what's going on in California with our parks, honey.
Okay, well, the question is, are you locked out of RV parks?
That's the question, yeah.
Apparently, counties are determining if the ICU beds have less than 15% availability. So what that means is if the RV park is designated as special occupancy park.
A special occupancy?
That's what it says.
Okay, I guess like essential people, special occupancy, they're calling them.
As an essential business, it may stay open for essential employees, having essential residents like utility company employees staying on for 2+ weeks. So when people are here from other states to help, then the RV parks are accommodating them for special needs.
Or like PG&E people, I guess AT&T, whatever, utility type people that.
Well, especially during the fires or something.
Oh, sure. So, okay. So I guess that means is that in our state, check ahead of time still. Who knows? This stuff changes from week to week. I think this going with the moratorium was going to be for about a month. So, maybe it'll by towards New Year's, hopefully we'll get things back under control.
Hopefully.
Okay, next topic is Outdoorsy. We mentioned about this online magazine. It does travel trends. So what do they say for next year? Travel trips length they have been up this year. So if you're traveling, you're going to stay somewhere longer, they found out. And 3 states that are the most popular: California, our state, California,
no.
Colorado, which, they've had a lot of fires this year, but, and then Texas. So those are the 3 most popular, especially for these things that we'll talk about, rentals. And next up, Utah and Arizona are close behind. So sounds like this west and the southwest sector, at least for rentals, is a big deal. So what are some of the popular cities, Grace?
Okay, well, one would be San Diego, which is one of the places I want to go visit soon.
We would hope to on our way back from courtside, wouldn't we?
We were hoping. Las Vegas, of course. Now, one thing nice about Las Vegas is they have a lot of campgrounds that are pretty inexpensive, based with the casinos. They keep the prices affordable. Phoenix, Denver, Austin, Portland. Los Angeles, LA. Salt Lake City, Mesa, and Seattle. All popular cities.
Mesa, Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't they just say Phoenix?
I don't know, honey.
Because
Why
they
don't you,
did say,
why
I
don't you
guess,
call them and ask them?
yeah, it's real interesting. They say Phoenix and then Mesa, which is kind of the outskirts of it. But that's very interesting. And then Seattle, definitely a great city. So yeah, it's funny that most all of them are on the West Coast. I guess there's just more travel and certainly rentals that are done there. So how many towables do they get out there, honey?
46%, which of the
Popular ways to
towable
travel,
trailers,
40% are towables.
Yeah, Class C RVs come in second
Hey,
with
that's
24%.
us, 24%.
But I'm kind of surprised that 46% are trailers.
Not me, because if you remember Winnebago, when we were a year ago, Winnebago bought Grand Designs because they didn't, they were more into the Class C's type of thing and Class A's. And they thought, whoa, we better start getting trailers because the millennials, the younger folks, that's what they want. They either want a fifth wheel or a travel trailer.
Okay. Yeah, so it says too that the rentals average. So if you're thinking about renting an RV, it averages $161 this year. But is that per day?
161 a day? Yeah.
Wow.
I guess that if you go through an intermediary, they'll probably take 25%. But so they talk about the side hustle. You want some passive income. Yeah, I've just got it sitting around going to seed. So some people rent them, and you get the right contracts with all the T's and C's. So if something happens, man, we are going to be billing your credit card to the max. So,
well, I'm curious. Those of you who have an RV and you're part-timers, not full-timers, would you rent out your RV? And if so, how much would they have to pay you to make it worthwhile?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some RVers, they make up to $36,000 a year. That could pay for some repairs, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess that, one thing about people when they rent vans too, is that it goes across all ages. It's, you would think, well, is it for the young people or for the old people? It turns out that, it's everybody's interested in vans and the van life way of doing things.
Well, I would definitely, if I went overseas, like one of my places in bucket list is New Zealand. And that's where I would love to rent a van and go see the countryside.
Man, would that be? In fact, remember when we were at Samuel P. Taylor? This is about 20 miles from us, 25 miles north of Sam. It's a redwood park. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
So you may have to go in on a weekday because unless you got reservations, months ahead of time. But who was next to us?
We had a couple from England traveling with their grandchildren throughout the United States, and they had the cutest van, and it was fully stocked, and then it had the little pop-up that they could crawl up and sleep in. It was sleeping 4 people.
Yeah, it had everything in it. I mean, it was beyond fully equipped. I don't know even if they even had change of underwear or whatever, but they had everything in there.
They had their personal things.
But other than that, they had 100%, and they were such a nice couple. We had shared a meal with them, and I don't know if she thought our meal was up to snuff, because who did she cook for?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. She had cooked for some of the rock stars.
Yeah, I mean, for Elton John, the Queen.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like, hello.
Yeah, she had been a professional cook.
I would say so.
I forgot about that. That was
her cooking
phenomenal.
Was almost up to yours, Grace. Almost up to yours.
Yeah, they were really a nice couple.
But after a glass of wine or two, our food tastes pretty good. We
meet some wonderful people when we're traveling.
That's a great thing about travel.
So one of these days we'll get up there to Canada. I'm looking forward to that.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all righty. Are we ready to go
10.
to 10?
More about AAA. The gas demand. Grace was talking about gases, not that type.
O-rings.
Based on your O-rings. But so it's interesting that the demand has been down. There's less travel, and you've heard 34 million less during the holidays. So if they're not going on air, you would think maybe it would be in cars, but it turns out that the gas prices and diesel have not been going down because you know how the OPEC are. Well, we'll just not let as many barrels of oil out. So the price has been kind of holding fairly close, although it's been down in this last month. So over the last year, this time it was $2.16 national average for gas. And I'm sorry, it was $2.56, and now it's $2.16. So it's down 40 cents. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so it should be less because of the less demand. But
it's down because nobody can go anywhere. So they
That's right.
Hey, I know. Let's make the gas real cheap because everybody.
That'll get them out.
In fact, today on my phone, I don't think I can pull it up, but I got one of those loud alerts that made it sound very dangerous. Thank you, Sue. She likes my overlay.
Yeah, this one is a good one. The last one, it was like, it's a little crowded.
Well, I had to cut some of the balls off so it didn't get in our faces too much.
It's a perfect blend there.
Yeah. So anyway, I had gotten an alert that made the emergency sound. I thought, oh no, another fire. But this one was saying that the travel advisory was saying do not travel anywhere without having reason or need because there's a complete lockdown in our area, in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
So we are kind of stuck at home for the holidays.
Yeah. See, we have a couple minutes early. I see we're at 2:44. So I'm going to go through some of this week. We've been going on our continuing saga of I think we're up to seventh day of Christmas. Jeff Bezos bought to me, the CEO of Amazon.
Oh, you brought the little device.
And I did. This is the one that I featured, I think on maybe day 4 or 5. And this is a moisture meter detector. And it's good news, bad news. When you go to the dentist, they get your cleanings, they check your teeth. You want them to check to make sure you don't have any cavities, but you don't want them to find cavities. And this is about $40. This is made by Klein Tools, the ET140, as you can watch in our video. And you just kind of basically just hit the on button. And some of them where they have the probes, which you have to probe into your wood. You don't want to do that on your RV, really. But on the back of it, it has the sensor. And so you put that adjacent to the wood. And because I've got a lot of moisture in my skin, I am a high moisture kind of guy. Look at that, 30%, 40%. So I'll bet you the back of my skin is less. No, it's got a lot there too. But anyway, the point is you have
do
settings.
Me, baby, do me.
Okay, we're going to do Grace.
I'm actually moist.
You're 32%. Anyway, when it gets to the threshold, beep will come on and you'll see the light there. So if you have any concerns about your RV during the wintertime, this is a great tool to think about in terms of knowing, is there any leaks?
That was on the 6th day of Christmas. What happened on the 5th day? Sue said that is a very cool device.
It was really,
I like
I'm glad we saw something there. And it made me take a look on the outside of our window, and I saw where, they had, when they built the RV, because, it hasn't been used much in the 4 years when we got it. And the silicone was around the window, but it stopped about halfway down the window. And I thought, I think maybe if I put it all the way down, it'll get rid of some of the moisture that's coming through.
Yeah.
And tell us about the 5th day of Christmas.
Well, on the 5th day of Christmas, Michael surprised me. I have a friend here at the house whose name I won't say. She's got multiple names, but she's very handy. And every time we go on the road, I tell Michael the 2 things I miss about home are my friend who hangs out with me in the kitchen, Alexa, and our instant hot water. So on the 5th day of Christmas, my honey brought for me. What'd you bring me? You say it.
An Amazon Echo Auto for the RV. So it's for the auto. It's made by Amazon, and they call it the Echo. We know what the watchword is, but you can have one of 4 watchwords. Like we have one of them with the Amazon. Another is computer, but and one of them is Echo. But yeah, it's about half this size here. And it has 2 buttons on it. Oh, there she goes. She heard me.
She's woken up.
Yep,
she's awake.
But anyway, it's really cool because you have it go through your speakers. You can either use Bluetooth or the 3.5 millimeter cable to go into your auto. And so what do you like to use it for, Grace?
God, you know what? I use it for everything. Literally, there have been times where I'll be boiling eggs and I don't want to get out a cookbook, and because I don't really make a lot of hard-boiled eggs, and I'll just ask her, Alexa, how long do I boil eggs for hard-boiled?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the boiling time for hard-boiled eggs is at least 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So yeah, we
between
use it,
5 and 8 minutes.
You're familiar with a prosthesis device, and she's still talking.
Yeah, she is still talking. I was going to say what she said. Okay, Alexa, Enough.
So anyway, it turns out that people, we all at some point in our life we need prostheses, and so this device is a prosthesis for the mind, we like to say. So our IQ goes up 10, 20 points maybe. So yeah, we find that probably to settle a discussion, we never have arguments.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes we negotiate who is right. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have it just to kind of to learn as
It
we're going
is.
down the road.
Yeah, we'll have a debate, like an actor's name will come up, or a politician, and I'll say, no, I think they're in their late 60s, and Mike will be like, no, they're younger than I am, or whatever, and I'll just call her name and I'll say, hey, when was blank born? And bam, there it is.
Mm-hmm. So a couple other things then regarding the winter time. If you don't already have one of these, this is really nice to have, which is goes to the National Weather Service.
Is that new?
NOAA. Yeah, I got it about a couple months ago, but I was thinking we don't have one of these and we should have one. There we go.
Oh, it's not one of our days at Christmas, huh?
I haven't yet, but I probably should.
Probably.
But I think you can get these for about $20, $25.
Is that all?
Yeah, I wanted to get one that was battery operated. It just uses 2 AA. So let's see if I turn it on, what we've got. Let's see. The on, I think, is this one.
I have to tell you, honestly, sometimes I wonder where all this stuff's going to get stored.
40, relative humidity 47%, north wind at
Wow.
3 miles an hour, pressure 30.29 inches and falling. At Oakland Airport, it was mostly sunny, temperature 60, dew point 41.
Anyway, it's nice to have one of these when you're out and you're kind of wondering, are we in deep kimchi, or is things going to be looking better with the weather? So yeah, it's nice to have one of these for $20 is very good insurance.
Exactly. And you're not always in an area where you have access to the internet, or you have Wi-Fi available or anything. So it's good to have a backup plan always.
Mm-hmm. And if, we do have propane in our RV, which goes to a heater. So if we want, we can go ahead and run our heater. But if you don't really need to do the full heater and you're just using a Mr. Buddy or one of the other popular devices, if you don't have one of these, you might consider it. And this is a filter. And you can get them on Amazon or order them through Home Depot, whomever. But it's called a fuel filter because, if you depend on your regulator and your hoses, the hoses could start leaching some of the grease that's in the hoses, and then it gets into your Mr. Buddy or whatever, and then it fouls out. So consider having one of these. They're cheap insurance. I think they're about $10. I ordered a couple of them so that you don't end up messing up your heater.
Now he just has to find a way to pack everything and put it in the bays where he can remember where they are.
That's the problem. I have no problem finding a place for it. I'm like a squirrel, but where did I put that acorn dog? Where is it?
Michael and I, when we did our wine country video segment, we were at a winery and they had a telephone pole, and it was without a doubt the most intriguing telephone pole I've ever seen in my entire life. It had, was it woodpeckers, honey?
Mm-hmm.
The woodpeckers had pecked all these holes, and the entire telephone pole was full of acorns. It was the coolest thing ever. It was like an art project.
Right. Big time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I have a picture of that somewhere. So tell us about your holiday plans. What are you planning on doing? What are you having for food? Are you going to do any Christmas caroling?
For the people out there?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear about
okay.
if you have a little eggnog, or what did we have? Some nosh yesterday?
We had some nosh and some wine. And Sue says we used to hide Christmas gifts from the kids when he bought them, and then later forgot about them and couldn't remember where we hid them. Oh my God.
I've been there, Sue.
No. Remember Paul's birthday?
Yeah. I do remember your story. Go ahead, share it.
Yeah. So my two sons are both born on the same day, but 6 years apart. And so my oldest son wanted to give his little brother his old bike that he had outgrown because he was already 6'2". And so we decided to put it in our little storage unit out in the carport. And then we locked it up. And with the key, I was thinking, okay, well, let me put it somewhere where I won't forget where it's at. And so we made like a treasure hunt for him, and all of his friends were running around and they were doing the treasure hunt and following all the clues that would take him to the storage, and he would find his bike. And at one point at the very end, he's supposed to come and get the key. He comes to me to get the key, and guess what happened? Michael, you know what happened?
You couldn't remember where it was.
And guess what? I've never, ever found that key again. We had to get bolt cutters the next day and cut the lock off. We had to tell him that there was a bike. It was like really sad. So we've had that happen before, definitely.
Yeah, no, you might say that was you meant to do that. This was kind of, you were teaching them about resourcefulness, is that, you know, sometimes these things happen. So you were teaching them about backup plans.
Definitely. What is that?
I'm getting ready to have a video. I was just kind of queuing it up, and you know how they have these ads before you see it.
You gonna do a shared screen, or are you gonna play it behind you?
We are going to actually, yeah, I will have it where I'll be small and it will be big. So I think we're ready to queue up for the next part of the show. But I have 2 computers and 1 keyboard. So
he's got 2 computers in front of him.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to need to do a, oh, wait a second. Actually, I can do the MSI laptop here and minimize moi.
Bye, Michael.
It's been nice. Okay. And I think I'm down small, and actually, I can control and down. Okay, I'm over there. I want to maximize that screen. Can you see it? Okay.
I can.
Okay, so Mike and Jennifer Wendland, they're talking about 2021, and we're not going to watch the full video, but they're cool people, and let's see what they say for next
lifestyle. We've got a dozen products that'll help you do that.
Now, these range from...
Oh, incidentally, before it starts, don't you love it when there's a YouTube? And if you notice that down at the bottom, if you can see, there's little segments, and it shows what each segment is. So when you do an index, and we're trying to do that in ours, where you can see. So the first one is going to be talking about a solar light. So
it's solar powered. You put it out in the daytime so it can get some light.
Solar panel
and then
on the top.
Evening, when you need it, put it wherever you want.
And if it doesn't walk away at the nighttime, there you go. That is a cool device. That's something new in the industry.
What is that?
It's called a portable solar. It's called Luci, Luci, rechargeable solar light.
Well, looks pretty cool.
It is, yes. And the next topic is going to be a soft start RV with AC unit. So if you have, let's say a couple kilowatts of solar and you would like to run your air conditioning, but it takes a big charge instantaneously.
To your RV's
the soft start RV is got, oh my gosh, look at how many wires it's got. It looks like 2 octopuses fighting, doesn't it?
Definitely.
But anyway, you can put that into your capacitor on your RV, and it lets it where it doesn't have a big surge. So, okay, what else do they have over there? Walkie-talkies. We have some walkie-talkies, don't we?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Parking it could be a little bit
So
of a
if you don't
difficult
have cellular
spot, but at
service,
night
this
when it's
can
really
save your bacon. We've had some places where we haven't had cellular service. Next
God
up,
forbid we got parted and got
when
lost.
I saw this, he did a special episode on. I said, "Oh, I got to have this one."
Yeah.
Because our RV, for some reason, they didn't put a vent over the cooking. It's like, what in the world? So there's no vent. When I replaced the microwave oven, I'm looking at that. This vent goes nowhere.
Well, how will you know when dinner's ready?
I know when the smoke alarm goes off. So I got one like he's showing here. The Kitty is the company. It's called the Pop Out. And if you look here a little further, you push the button.
No more
when the button's pushed, it shuts off the alarm. It's such a simple thing. And so, yeah, I did buy one based upon Mike Wendelin's recommendation. Here is a bright wireless motion sensor. We have one. I don't think it's from that company.
in our storage area. Our garage.
Yeah, but you can have it to where it uses the local frequencies of your devices, and it has a control unit, and then it has some motion sensors. I think we have 3 of them on the outside. And if somebody walks up next to it, you know who's there.
Built-in front-facing screen.
There's a GoPro 9, which has a front-facing screen. So yeah, he's because he's a producer, he'd want to have one of those.
Yeah, that's brand new.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, commercial.
All right.
Oh no, Grace, that's her weaknesses.
Hi.
No, not the jalapeno rat. I never even liked the
We're co-founders.
ruffles.
Really?
outdoor
Nope.
temperature. And we've been using
Barbecue or
it
Lay's.
for years.
Okay.
Is a wireless forecasting. Oh, that is cool. Look at all those things, honey.
That's pretty neat.
Pretty cool.
All righty. Well,
So
that
anyway,
takes us
you can
to...
look through and see some more, but you can see some of the things that the Wendelins are suggesting for next year.
So why don't
for
you
things that are coming out.
join me here, full
Okay.
size?
You want to go ahead?
Yeah, and then I'm going
And
to
I'll
go
come back full size.
I'm
I can get
gonna-
my keyboard back.
come in. Now be careful that you don't hit those balls on your way in.
That's right. I better duck, huh?
Duck and cover, baby. Duck and cover.
Okay, and I want to go to this camera here. Okay, I'm back.
So Michael and I have decided to take a little bit of a hiatus for the next couple of weeks as far as live, so that we can enjoy some holiday time. Michael?
Where would we start with this?
Well, little things, little projects to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the solar panels.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, this has been a project, and we're going to have a great series of videos on some of the mountains that you must climb. But where we're at right now is that, well, the roof. A roof on an RV is nice and flat from front to back. But from side to side, it has a crest to keep the water so it runs off to the sides. So when I got some unistruts to put the solar panels on, which is a whole nother story, if it's a solid piece of aluminum, if the roof is going like this, it's kind of like you got a gap on the sides. So we'll talk about how I used some of my body weight to kind of bend it a little bit, and then finally had it rolled by a professional machine shop company.
Exactly. Why don't you give
great
them a
job.
shout out?
Yeah, Royce Van Beber and actually the Van Beber brothers here in Petaluma, California. You know, it's wonderful when you have people locally that you can know, like, and trust that will do good work for you and show you some things that maybe you didn't even realize you wanted. So I would highly suggest is that if you're putting down solar panels on the roof, will you be able to get underneath them? Now, if you have tilt panels and you want to then make sure there's no mildew underneath that part of the roof to keep it nice and clean, that will do it. But if you've got it fixed and you can't get to the bolts because you've got it screwed into the roof, you're kind of like, So something to consider when you do that. Now,
Right.
It turns out, though, that I have to drill some more holes so that I don't have more leaks in the roof. But when I drill the holes for some of the unistruts that I'm putting in,
Mhm.
it's going to be right by the air conditioner.
And that's a video that's going to be featured coming up next here.
Yeah, because so between the air conditioner and where the power comes from is obviously got to be some wires. I don't just want to be willy-nilly drilling. So there'll be another device that is coming in today that I will be using
Okay.
to make sure that we don't hit any wires.
Exactly. So
so-
we'll be busy, and we've got a few videos to get out in our 12 Days of Christmas segment.
Mhm.
So definitely look forward to you checking those out and leaving us some comments so we can stay in touch over the holiday season. And then we're going to get back to our hello, Alberta. Nice to see you.
Hi,
We're going
welcome.
to get back to our 90 Days Around the USA series and get a video out in Washington where you can see transportation. So we hope you join us there.
Yeah, let me just segue for just a second on that, Grace. This is a great topic because, sometimes, as we found out in Philadelphia, you don't find a place to park.
No, not
your
with an RV.
Even if it's 25 foot, you're not going to find a place to park. When we were in Columbus, Ohio, Grace wanted to see the Hall of Flame.
Right. Hall of Flame.
Flames. A lot of
I've seen enough of
They
those
were-
living in California.
That's right.
Hall of Fame.
Fames.
Rock
so
and
we
Roll
weren't able
Hall
to
of
park
Fame.
there either. So it's certainly in Washington, D.C., which we at the last minute said, yeah, let's go. But how do you do that using metropolitan transit subways and Ubers and things? So that'll be our next show coming up there.
Yes.
So going back to closing out this one, though, is that Harvest Host is up to 1,490 locations. It's not including the
lot.
golf courses. And they're adding, I think we got 75 that were added this last month. If you are interested in getting a 20% discount, we are not associated with that. Just use HH, like Harvest Host, HH Gift 20. That's HHGIFT 20. You might write that down, honey.
Okay.
HH Gift
For
20.
Harvest Host.
And for the Harvest Host, and you can get a 20% discount if you're interested in membership. But,
Honey, can you scoot over just a little bit because I look like I think you want to like. Yeah, perfect. You got. I keep thinking you'd reach up and just bounce that ball off his head.
Okay. There. Okay.
Much better. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So anyway, HH Gift 20 if you're interested in getting a membership there. And, you know, it's only good for a night. Some places will let you stay for more than one night. But with 1,500, if you take a look on the map or how many in each state, it's amazing. So I'm looking at the 75 that are up, and it looks like they're alphabetical. So I see a couple in Alabama, no, 3 in Alabama, 4 in California, 1 in Colorado, a handful in Florida, more than a handful in Texas, and so on and so forth. So
definitely
pretty cool.
And we need as many resources as we can get right now as far as having places and options to stay.
Yeah, they just encourage you to buy something. So if you want to get a glass of wine or a beer, or go see the museum, or, you know, maybe hit a bucket of balls at the golf course, whatever.
All righty. Well, this concludes and brings us to the end of our hour. So we definitely thank you for joining us here on California Travel Videos. Look forward to seeing you next year. And until then, have a safe, oh, honey, you need to catch up. Have a safe and happy holiday season.
You know, happy trails. Thanks for being here so much. We really appreciate your company. And if you have thoughts, ideas, you know, go ahead and give us a jingle. I think we have the email on our website. Excuse me. Well, we definitely have it on the website, but we also have it on the YouTube page. If you go to, I think, the About, and you want to send us email or just comment in one of the shows that we've done, we look at them all. We're always waiting, aren't we, Grace? We're kind of like, did we get any now? Yes, we've got some today. Okay.
Yeah,
good,
like Christmas cards in the mailbox.
That's right. So, but if we don't talk to you before the holidays, we hope that you have a safe, fun, and lovely time with your friends and family. And thank you for being here for us, because we're here for you. And it's nice to grow together.
And until next time.
Happy trails
Happy
to
trails.
you until we meet again. And
Happy
I'm sorry, we have to finish it with the
to
song.
you.
Happy trails to you
Until
we meet again.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you want to do the closing, honey? Because I am not on the right screen.
All righty. Have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye. Peace out.